You have the skills, you have the certifications, you have the experience than most people in your space. Then why is your bank account not showing it? In this video, I'm going to show you the one thing I teach the people I work with. It explains why the most talented people are the most broke. And it comes from a law of physics you probably learned in school, but never thought to apply to your business. In physics, there are two types of energy: potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy is stored energy. It's power that exists but isn't doing anything yet. Think of a boulder sitting on top of a hill. This boulder is heavy, it's powerful. If it rolls, it crushes everything in sight, but it's just sitting there. Now, kinetic energy is energy in motion. It's what happens when the boulder finally moves, when something goes from sitting still to actually producing force. Here's why this matters. Most talented people I talk to are that boulder. They have massive potential energy, real skills, real experience, real results when they do work. But none of it is creating momentum. None of it is producing income. None of it is bringing clients. It's all just sitting there on the top of the hill. Now, let me explain how this looks like for most professionals. Let's say you graduated with your degree, you got a job, you work in that company at that position for 5, 10 years, or maybe more. And then you realize there's value to what you're doing. All your coworkers, your managers, your superiors, they all come to you for certain tasks. What I'm doing is valuable and they need it. You start your business, you got one work here from the company you left, and people that know you started hiring you here and there, but you started exhausting those opportunities. Now you have to figure out, what are you doing wrong? So instead of looking into what's missing in your business, you start looking into what to add to your business. Your starting point has gotten you this far. Now you need to get to the next level. So you decide you're going to go get a degree to add to what you already have. You're going to go do a LinkedIn learning and get a certification. And you're also going to learn a new tool so you can utilize that. You just keep this circle going in hopes that one day it will help move your business forward. Somebody will see the value in them. All that is doing is building up potential energy within your business. Now you have all this knowledge, all these skills, and all this content, and you're doing nothing with them. They're all just building up. Now picture this. You're at a boulder, 500 pounds, sitting on top of the hill. You've been adding to yourself for years. You learned a new software, 600 pounds. You got a new certificate. Now you're 700 pounds. More potential, more weight, more power. Meanwhile, there's a pebble right next to you, 20 pounds. It doesn't have your experience. It doesn't have your certificates. It doesn't even have half your talent. But somebody gave that pebble a push. And now it's rolling. It's in motion. It's kinetic. That pebble is making money, not because it's better than you, but because it's moving. I know the feeling of watching someone that isn't as skilled as you get the job that you know you're supposed to get, meet the clients that you know you're supposed to meet, get the payment that you know you're supposed to get. You see, this is not you being jealous. This is you recognizing the truth. You spend years honing your skills, gaining the certificates, and now somebody else is pulling the rug under your feet. But what you got to realize is it's not their fault. While you were gathering skills, certificates, degrees, tools, they were gathering knowledge in order to use on their business to enhance it. They were making move on the things that matters the most. And the frustrating part, only if you knew, right? But now you know. So, if the answer is motion, why do most people keep adding weight instead? Because that's what we were taught. In school, every problem to the answer was study harder, learn more, get the grades, get the degree. And it worked in school. So now your business isn't making money. So your brain goes right back to what it knows. I must not know enough yet. If I just learn this one new tool, if I just get this one more certificate, then clients will trust me. But that's not the case. Yes, I agree. You need to learn something, but getting more degrees, getting more certificates, learning more tools, that's not it. Those things will not move your business. And I'm not saying education is wrong, but when you have a business, Getting more education can only delay you from making the progress that's necessary to keep your business moving. At this point, I know you're wondering, then what am I supposed to do? What you need to do is establish your position. Once you establish your position, then everything else falls in place, just like a domino. Because you have your position, you know who to talk to. And because you are talking to them, you know how to figure out their problems. And now that you know their problems, you know what message to put out there. And because you know the problem again and the message, you know what your service worth. That's what it takes to get your business moving again, to get it heading in the direction of your goals. Let me put it in another way. Imagine you don't have a car, okay? You don't have a car. There's nothing in your driveway. And yet you go out and buy a rim, custom rim. Then you go out and buy a sound system, top of the line. And then you buy floor mats, you buy a seat cover, you buy accessories for the car, but you don't have a car. All those accessories, they're nice. They're real nice. They have value, but they're just sitting there because the vehicle doesn't exist. That's what most talented people are doing with their business. They keep going and buying accessories, courses, certifications, tools, software for a car they haven't even built yet, for a business they haven't even defined yet. And the car is your business structure, your positioning, your message, your system for getting clients. Without the car, every accessory you buy just sits in the garage collecting dust. Now every day you go in the garage, dust off your rims, sweep the dirt off the mat, make sure all the other accessories are packaged nicely and put away. Imagine how it would be like when your car get here. But yet, you're not spending the money to get the car. And then you ask, what if I don't have the money for the car? But that's not the case. You're spending all this other money to get everything else that goes in the car when you could be spending it on the car. When I said dusting off the rim, I mean that you'll go back and probably steady up again, trying to refresh your mind on the tools that you just learned, on the courses that you just took, on the certificate that you just got. You can get the car and have it take you places. You can get the business functioning and have it make you money. In which case, now when you do need extra thing to put in the car, you do need extra thing to put in the business is already moving. Now the extra things are just addition, premium to what you already have going on. I'm enjoying this car analogy. Let's let it ride for a little longer. So what's the car? What does the vehicle actually look like? The car has an engine. The engine is your clarity. Who do you serve? What do they get when they work with you? What problem goes away? If you can't answer those questions in one sentence, then you don't have an engine. The car has a wheel. The wheel is your message. It's how you communicate your value so the right people hear it and say, this is for me. Without the wheel, the car doesn't move, no matter how powerful the engine is. And the car has a steering wheel. The steering wheel is your system for reaching the right people, the one who has the problem you solve and are willing to pay for the solution. There you have it. Engine, wheel, steering wheel. Clarity, message, system. That's the car. Everything else is accessory. That's the business to every business. You have to know who you serve. And in doing that, you'll get to know their problem. And once you know their problem, you'll get to know the result that you bring to them because of their problem. But it doesn't stop there. After you finish figuring that out, you have to understand there's 3 questions that your clients wants to know. And because you have known them and you know who they are, you can answer those 3 questions. One of the questions is, what's my problem? The other one, can you solve it? And lastly, is it worth it? You have to be able to explain that. And being able to explain that doesn't stop there either. Now, once you're able to explain that, you have to show that what you just explained has value to it. It's not cheap. See, when you put all of these together, now you have your positioning, your message, and your value. And that, my friend, is your foundation. That is what you build off of. Now, let's go back to the boulder. You have been adding weight your whole career. More knowledge, more skills, more experience. The boulder is massive. It's powerful. but it hasn't moved. What does the boulder need? It push, one push, not 100 pushes, not a complicated system. One clear push in the right direction. And here's what that push should look like. It's not another course on how to do your job better. It's clarity on three things. Who are your clients? What do they get? And how do you reach them? Once you answer those three things, the boulder starts to roll. And once it starts rolling, momentum take over. You see, Newton told us that things at rest stay at rest, and things in motion stay in motion. The hardest step is always the first push. But once the boulder starts rolling, it picks up speed and doesn't slow down. So how does it feel when you actually start rolling? Your conversation becomes intentional. Your price is no longer an objection, and the right people start to find you. But guess what? You're still the same. You have the same skills, same experience, same person. Nothing changed on that front, but everything changed for your business. And let me tell you what staying still is actually costing you. And I want you to hear this. Every month, that boulder is still on the hill. Somebody with half your talent is closing clients, not because they are better than you, but because they are moving. Every month, you buy another course. Instead of building your business, you're spending money on accessory for a car that doesn't exist. And at the end of the year, you have invested thousands in learning and have gotten nothing back. And the worst part, every month you stay still, you start to believe the lie. The lie that says maybe you're not good enough. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should just go back and get a job. And that's not the truth. The truth is you've been doing the wrong work. And not because you're lazy, because nobody taught you the difference between building potential and creating motion. If you're watching this and you see yourself in that boulder, I want you to know this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You have more potential than most people in your space. The problem was never your skill. The problem was never your work ethics. The problem is nobody showed you how to convert what you have into what people pay for. The hardest working people I've ever met are the ones sitting on top of the hill right now. Push them from behind and get the ball rolling. They don't need another course. They don't need another certification. They need a force. Someone to show them where to push. Your family didn't come this far for you to stay still. You didn't sacrifice what you did for you to sit at the top of the hill and watch a pebble pass you by. But the beautiful thing about the world we live in, there's always a silver lining. There's always a light at the end of a tunnel. Every season passes, and always there's a new season ahead. I hope this video was the silver lining that you needed, was the light at the end of your tunnel. And hopefully, the season that you were in has ended, and now you're about to start another season that will get your boulder rolling and get it rolling and get it rolling, and you will pass all the pebbles that is going and hitting stuff because you will be crushing it. And just imagine, once your boulder is moving and you're rolling and things is moving as it should, now you have clients who appreciate your expertise. Now you're being paid according to your talent, according to your skills. And now you're feeling that freedom, the feeling of your business finally moving forward. The stress about your next income gone. Now you can wave bye to late nights and hide to consistent schedule. If you're ready to stop adding weight and start pushing the border, here's what I want you to do. First, be honest with yourself. How many courses did you buy this year? And how many clients did that bring you? If the answer is 0, you don't need more skills. You need the car. Thank you for watching. I make these videos because I have been that boulder. And the people I work with are that boulder right now. I don't want you sitting on the top of that hill one more year when the push is closer than you think. Like and subscribe. I will keep making more like this.